Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. And I hope you're having a good day. We are playing Ultimate General, sorry, American Revolution. And at the end of the last episode, we had just finished out the year. It is now January 1st, 1776. So we're starting our new year, and in the game, we are starting their new year. So it's beginning of 1776. The Declaration of Independence is coming up. We have about a few more months before that happens, though. And at the end of the last episode, the British moved a whole bunch of forces over to Fort Lovell. So we're going to go ahead and start playing this. We're going to do a quick little scouting mission because right now we have a lot of forces in Fort Stevens, and it's just way more than they can handle. They're going to burn through provisions relatively quickly if we don't take a look. So it looks like they transferred even more troops over to Fort Lovell than what we thought of in the last episode, because I thought we would have enough to take them on, and it doesn't look. Oh, and wow, they have a lot of cavalry in that fort alone. So yeah, we might have to rethink things a little as we move forward, and we might have to look to probably just bypass Fort Lovell, move on Hubbardton. I'm pretty sure Hubbardton probably has a much smaller garrison. So we're probably going to want to just, yeah, move on and probably forget Fort Lovell for now. I'm wondering if Falmouth now is relatively undefended because they moved on Fort Lovell with so many men. God, that is scary just how much cavalry they have. We are going to have to start building up our cavalry. We did unlock cavalry in the last episode. We might actually want to look at raising funds. So let's actually do that and spend the reputation. I just noticed that we are actually coming up on our finances. And then also at the end of the last episode, we built up this supply wagon. We actually do want to get it moving to a place that we actually have some good supplies, which looks like we're going to move it down to New Haven to gather up supplies for the forces up here in the north, because right now in Portsmouth they're really struggling for provisions. Salem and Boston aren't doing too bad, so we're not going to worry too much about them at the moment. And we also have a supply convoy over here as well. We are probably going to have to leave about I'm thinking if we leave about 1,200 men, so maybe these first three militia units, or maybe this one that actually has. We'll leave this one and then maybe two others. So maybe this one and then the two smaller ones. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm thinking which ones I want to take with me. Probably want these guys. We definitely want this regular army unit. And then him. So yeah, we'll leave the rest in there. And we'll actually have all these guys move over to Fort Rice, as well as our general over here. And we're just going to, like I said, we're going to circumvent that. We're going to move on Hubbardton. We might even, depending on how many forces are in Hubbardton, we might even just send a couple units over to Hubbardton and just take them on there, and then move on Burlington, and then have the rest of them meet up with the forces here at Fort Ticonderoga and move north to Fort Frederick. That might be what we go ahead and do. So let's go ahead and we'll get moving on that. Also, at the end of the last episode, of course, we took on that. Did we? I'm starting to get my hard playthrough and this playthrough mixed up. Did we take on the third rate? I can't remember now. I think that might have been my hard playthrough. So never mind, forget what I said. I'm pretty sure that was my hard playthrough, that I was taking on a third rate. So let's go ahead and we'll get moving. Get these troops moving out. Like I said, financing, it was struggling a little bit, so I don't want to go too crazy with anything. Our income and our expenses are almost matched, but we do have a lot more civil expenses. We'll see what happens when the day passes. Yeah, it actually went up. That's actually, because we did the finances. We are refilling iron. We're still pretty far away from everything over here, so we're not too worried about any of that. Not sure why they're slowing down. Let's get across. Have them bunk at Fort Rice for a day. They actually have some pretty good provisions at Fort Rice. And like I said, we'll probably only send like 1 or 2 units north to take on Hubbardton, depending on how much they have. Let's take a look at how much Hubbardton actually has up there. They have about 700 men, so maybe we'll send the regular army unit and then another militia unit out there. We actually have these guys that can upgrade. Start getting these guys into the fort. The one thing I don't want us to do is take our eyes too much off Fort Stevens, because that is sort of the backbone to our interior line. But I feel like there's enough troops there where they'll probably not attack with the troops that they put in Fort Level. I think that was mostly just a defensive move. So let's get all these guys into the fort. Not sure why Morgan is just standing out there. Alright, so we got a nice donation. It looks like we also got some ammunition coming our way. Let's take a look at our stores on everything. Ammunition, we're sitting pretty good. Resources. Let's take a look at our production. It's been a few days since I've looked at all this. Like, a few days since I've actually played the game, so. Alright, so yeah, everything looks to be where we want it. So we'll let them rest up. We'll choose a few units to head north to Hubbardton. Like I said, more than likely our regular army chaps, and maybe this larger unit, maybe the 2 larger units we'll send north after letting them rest for a day. Not sure why their conditioning can only go up so far. Maybe that's just because of the units. Not enough muskets. What do they have? They have Spanish 55s. We could probably replace. Yeah, we have plenty of US muskets in that unit. So let's take these 2 units. We're going to send them north. Come on. Join up into a brigade. We'll probably take the provisions with us as well. And then everybody else, except for the troops we left in Fort Rice, which I believe was Guy. Yeah, that was Guy. We'll go ahead and form these guys up into an army. And we'll move them towards Fort Hubbardton. And then everybody else, leave garrison. And we'll get them moving towards Fort Saratoga, where they'll bunk down there and meet up with the troops in Fort Ticonderoga. We do need to move quickly, yeah, because there you see they're moving some forces. That's what I was worried about, is they'll see that we're moving forces. Okay, so we were able to get it just before they came in range. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to play this battle. Get our skirmishers forward. I feel like we should have another. Where are the other skirmishers? I guess I took the army that didn't have any other skirmishers. Alright, so we're going to scoot these guys back. We're going to have our militia form our front here around the cannon. Let's actually have these 2 units come up into these woods. Have these 2 units maybe come over to this farmhouse over here. And let's bring up our general. Alright, so we slowed them down just enough time for our guns to get set up. That's so weird that they had to move around the fences. They could just go over them. Have these guys come out and hit them in the rear. Let's have this militia unit come up and engage that unit. We focus on those skirmishers. Have them come right up onto their rear. What do these guys have? Oh, that's right. These French units only were given civilian muskets, so they weren't even given the Charlevilles like I thought they would probably be given. So our freaking militia actually has better weapons than our regular army units in this battle. That regular army unit just got wiped. Give those guns some room. Alright, let's start pushing forward with our army. Alright, so we got a victory relatively easily. We're gonna go after that cannon though. Probably these grenadiers as well, because I believe that's what those were. Yeah, those were grenadiers. Those guys actually stopped routing. Alright, so we shot at a few units. That was nice. Took 166 casualties, 354 for the British. It says they didn't lose any guns, but they most certainly did lose that battery. So hopefully we can take the town quick enough and get our guys garrisoned and make those other British units fall back. If not, this could become a pretty bloody affair. Alright, so let's garrison the town. Okay, so we're able to do it just in the nick of time. Now these guys are looking like they're probably going to fall back to fort level. If I knew they were going to do that, I might have actually left a lot of my forces there and had them launch an assault against fort level. Fortunately, I was unaware that that's what their plans were going to be. So, oh well. live and you learn. We'll be okay in this regard, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. These guys aren't quite yet in range. Alright, now that that's all done, this unit's down here. They are gathering provision. Let's get them in. Let's have these guys leave port, and we're going to have them search out. Oh, they find a... Alright, so another 30 gunship. That's another 6 rate, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and try and capture this ship really quick. And just like that, we captured it relatively easily. And we have another 6 rate to add to our fleet. So we're going to go back to the global map and then send these guys immediately back home to refurbish. Oh no, so before they could get home, oh. So we have a 3rd rate. So it's not just my hard playthrough apparently that I have a 3rd rate. The ability to take a 3rd rate here. That is kind of unfortunate because we do have the one ship that doesn't have a lot of troops on it. I probably should have spread them out a little bit more, but of course it was my 4th rate. I think what I might try and do is I will let this battle play out, I think, and then just try and get my guys home. The 3rd rate's not going to leave. We're actually losing slightly. Alright, so they did break off. Let's get these guys home. Wait, did we just tell them to leave port again? Oh no, shoot. I want them to get to port. Okay, they are in port. So we actually have one of these done as well. We can do raising funds. Oh, we definitely need to do raising funds again. I did not see that we are losing money. This is done. We'll get them working on hunter rifles again. We need to come up to the market and sell some goods. We could sell all this copper because we're still not creating guns yet. Let's actually take a look at our goods. Furs. We do need to keep some textiles because we need to repair our ships. I think that's everything. We could sell some guns, but that gives us in the green again, so we're okay. Hopefully I wasn't losing money for too long. It doesn't look like any of my troops are affected by this. Where are these guys right now? Why are they not in to the fort yet? I would have thought they'd be at the fort by now. Where is this? Connecticut. Loyalties in Connecticut are pretty good, and as we just saw, we need some money. Okay, we were doing Minuteman skills. So we'll let these guys rest a day, and then we'll probably have them marching up towards Fort Frederick, or Fort Ticonderoga. Alright, what's going on down here? Why are these guys not in garrison yet? Get in the garrison. There we go. I keep forgetting you can actually double click to actually get your troops into the garrison. So we have about 2,600 men to take on Fort Frederick. What I might try and do is with these forces over here, move up towards Burlington before I hit Fort Frederick to try and make sure they don't send reinforcements that way. So there's no troops to replenish over here, unfortunately. We took a lot of damage in the last episode because these guys actually do not have good weapons. Interesting that we don't quite have enough weapons at the moment. But we supplied them with quite a bit, so that should be enough for now. We'll let these guys at Fort Ticonderoga rest. Or sorry, the ones at Fort Saratoga. Oh no. Oh no, one of our officers has been killed over here in Salem. That's unfortunate. That's one we've had since the beginning, I believe. And it's one of our good officers. That's really bad. Alright, well, we'll replace him. And, like I said, wow, some of these forces are depleted and we just don't have troops right now. Actually, that's something I remembered. I keep forgetting. Our bounty and our salary is actually too low at the moment. Because I guess as your army gains renown, you actually do have to raise your... So yeah, right now we actually have a negative 14 in morale. And we're actually taking a negative bounty effect. So we didn't get as many recruits. So we did have to raise that if we wanted to make sure we get recruits and stop getting that negative effect. So we'll see what happens over the course of the next day. Still not really many recruits coming, but we're all ready to go. We are going to go ahead and take that unit that was in Fort Saratoga as well. We'll form all these guys up into a brigade, get them ready to go. I guess it helps if we unpause. Alright, and we'll form all this up into... I guess that's still technically an army. Oh no, there we go. Alright, so we'll move Bandit up first. Take a scouting mission out there, and then we'll follow up with our supplies and the rest of our forces. Burlington is actually left currently unoccupied, and apparently a lot of their troops are going for a swim out here in the lake. It looks like they're stuck out there. Are these guys in the brigade yet? They're still not all in the brigade yet. I'm not sure what's going on. I hate when this happens. So let's see if we can't get our forces into Burlington quick enough. Maybe just take that without a fight. Alright, these guys are ready to go. Get them up there. We'll start getting these guys out of the garrison and formed up into a brigade. Oh, here we go. Ooh, a pretty even battle up here. Oh wait, no, they have more troops coming. Let's hold back a little. Yeah, now they're manning up. Where is this? Massachusetts Bay. We need the money though, so let's do raising funds again. We'll spend the money. We'll do refill copper to keep that going. This is now done. We're actually going to come over here and we're going to keep working on reducing our maintenance costs. Not to mention, we can unlock heavy frigates and actually start building some fourth-rate frigates, which might help out. Because, I mean, I know some people don't have any issues taking enemy ships. I actually tend to have some big issues taking enemy ships. So getting a heavier ship might be difficult, at least for me. We'll have to see. Join all these guys up into an army. And we'll get them marching. We'll let LaFleur wait for a day to gain his conditioning back. I mean, there's no negative. I don't know where. So that happened at Hubbardton. Let's take a look at this unit. It's probably just another, yeah. But you know what? I'll take it. And even though Hubbardton is, there's a possibility of rebellion here, I'm not too worried about it. And we're going to take this unit. They have full provisions. They have everything. We're going to come up, march up with this army over here. And maybe launch an assault on Burlington. And then these guys, we're going to go in for the kill at Fort Frederick. We have them outnumbered by about 1,000 troops. And we're gonna play this battle, and hopefully it looks like they're actually relatively depleted over here. They only have one full strength unit, although they have a lot of artillery. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batteries. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, because we're using 2 of the militia units that were just left over. Okay, well, we started right up close and personal to the British. Oh, hello. We are actually very close to the British here. We're gonna have to do some quick maneuvering. Let's get all of our guns up into position. Let's get our units over. We have this gun come over to this side. We have these guys come up into this wood. We'll have this gun go right here. These guys come up. We'll start circling the guns around. And then of course we'll get troops behind all the guns as well. Not sure where all of them are going, so we'll just march some of these guys forward. Those guys are already moving. Let's combine these 2 units. Actually, let's combine a bunch of these units that are in the back here. And let's make sure we get this skirmisher unit up. Maybe have him come up all the way onto this flank. Get him up there quickly. And of course, let's move our general up as well. Maybe to about there. I think everybody should be moving. Make sure we have all of our skirmishers up here in a hold position. They're pretty much sacrificial lambs to take this first brunt of British infantry. Thankfully, their light infantry looks to be pretty weakened. Okay, these guys should have combined by now, so let's get them up. These guys up there at a run. Looks like the British are going to get there before we are. We got to guard our flank. Make sure that we get some more units over there, seeing as it looks like we're kind of weakened there. I don't know where you're going. I know you're just trying to... One thing, it's like the big wish list for this game is to allow us to be able to set up our units the way we want them to be set up. It's something that they did perfectly fine in Ultimate General Civil War, and it's something that they just don't do a very good job of in this game. Looks like our flank is kind of exposed out here, so let's get these troops wrapping around. Alright, so we were able to get all of our forces up relatively quickly and in a good position, and our skirmishers are still holding. They're still taking the brunt of this fort assault. They totally abandoned the fort. They are still marching their skirmishers around, so we're going to keep adding some troops over to that flank. Make sure we get these guys in a hold position. Actually, I don't know if I want to. Let me go ahead and have him just mount there and him there. Have these guys hold. Have him hold. These guys look like they have... Oh, they just have civilian muskets. Move these guys and hit their flanks. The British are coming out at us with a lot of depleted units. These guys are exhausted from rushing up. Let's move these guys forward. Because I believe these guys all have civilian muskets, yeah. So the closer we get with the civilian muskets, the more effective they will be. Hopefully our artillery is going to start picking off some of these weaker units, and surprisingly our skirmishers are still holding strong. Some of them have fallen back. That guy completely broke, unfortunately. It might be time just to pull them back. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull back our skirmishers. We can reform them. The skirmisher unit's doing pretty well, so we'll keep them in position. Maybe have them spread out across the line a little more. We can have these guys reform into one larger unit. These guys are still holding up pretty well over here. Let's move the general along the line some. Get the morale spread out a bit. Especially seeing as that right flank seems to be the area of biggest contention at the moment. These guys join up into one. Make sure we get all these guys holding as well. We routed that British unit, so what we can actually start doing, we'll start wrapping around the side here. Because they're completely routing from the field. What we'll do is we'll bring this unit up to route as flank as well, and it looks like we've totally broken this left flank at the moment. So maybe what we do, let's actually take these guys and these guys. We'll have them come right up here. Maybe bring these skirmishers up. We'll have these guys start coming forward. Maybe bring the artillery up onto the flank over here. How are we doing over here? This is still pretty much the biggest point of contention. Let's take these skirmishers. Move these guys up forward slightly. Maybe bring this gun up as well. Maybe have them post right there. Have this guy come over here. Just to guard the guns. Get them to follow the skirmishers. Looks like they are starting to post some people back into the fort. Probably have this skirmisher join up with this one, make a large skirmisher unit. What we're going to do is we're going to post the skirmishers into the woods, have them fire in on the artillery, and then I think what we'll do is we'll charge with these men here into the artillery batteries. Come on, join together. So we'll post them up here, over here. Actually have an opportunity to charge that artillery right there. Actually, let's just charge all these guys right here. Well, we routed this middle gun. Well, looks like we finally broke their right over here. We were beating off these guns though. Did a little bit of damage, and we actually were able to get them off their guns. So what we might do is we might try and follow that up. And then with these guns down here, we'll get these guys all moving forward. Get all these guys moving forward as well. And they're breaking. Where's Arnold? Let's get him up here. Thought I had all these guys come charging in. Guess it helps if we. It's not. Let's get them marching all the way out here. Oh man, where's our? What is going on? Why can't I select them off that map? Because you can't do that with prisoners? Oh, they're fully retreating at this point. We got our guns up here, some of them. So hopefully we could just launch some shell into these artillery units. Oh wait, that's the one that's... Probably don't want to do that. Let's actually have them retarget this battery, and what we'll do is with these guys, maybe have him fire into those guys, and then we'll charge in with these guys. We're out of that artillery off the map. Oh, don't fire into our own guys. What are you doing? Guess we can move these guys forward now. Can't believe the British actually haven't Berlin yet. Come on, break him. There we go. Good. Alright. We've achieved victory. What I want to try and do now, though, is chase down at least all these guns. They're pretty weakened. So I think we can do it. Make sure all of our artillery guns stop firing. I don't want any friendly fire incidents. Alright, so we actually captured that artillery gun. Any other severely weakened units that we might be able to capture if we get on them? Let's actually have our artillery move into the fort and actually start resupplying. That's actually a little bit of a cheap trick you can do at these forts, is actually just keep having them resupply. You can actually do that with your troops too, so we might as well just bring up everybody, although a lot of these guys are pretty good with ammunition, but we might as well take advantage of it. Everybody who I don't already have chasing anybody, we might as well just stick in there. I don't know if we ended up capturing that unit or destroying it. I don't think we're going to get them in, but I do want to get my artillery in and have them. No, we did not, so let's charge him down. Hopefully we can catch up to him. I don't know if we will. They're pretty exhausted. Yeah, they're going to get away. Yeah, it should be starting to fill up their ammunition stores. Unless they patched it. It looks like they might have patched that. Oh wait, it's actually at 0%, so it doesn't matter anyway. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this battle. The British lost with the ones, almost 1,000 men, when you consider the ones that were captured and all the guns that they lost. They actually lost a third or 2/3 of their guns. Yeah, almost 1,000 men total, and we lost. So we're left with about 2,200 men. So that's not too bad. I can't complain about those results. Let's maybe we can. Oh, we did get one of them to surrender, so that's good. I think we'll probably send Lafleur back to Ticonderoga, though. And have him bunker down there. Just because I don't think Fort Frederick will actually have enough troops to actually be able to hold, have them be encamped there, that is. They actually have a lot of troops just hanging out there. Actually, Cutler stopped moving. Otter's on his way back. Can't tell if we're taking Fort Frederick or they're just taking supplies right now. They're actually all starting to come back. Them garrison. Okay, now they're retreating. Maybe have them form up into a brigade. Now the question is, do we attack Burlington? That is a very good question. Rhode Island will definitely take that. We need the money anyway. Let's see how we're doing over here. Let's get these guys going back on Minuteman strategies. We keep struggling with money. Looks like they actually retreated some of their troops, so maybe we take advantage of that. Yeah, why not? Let's go and in for the attack. Come on, Bandit, you get up there too. Oh, they didn't retreat. They actually have more troops coming. Let's fight this battle. We are actually going to be outnumbered for this battle, looking at it. But these forces are kind of depleted. At least the reinforcements that are coming in. Oh, it's picking up the troops that are actually sitting in the water over there. This is going to be interesting. It's saying we actually have the advantage. So let's play this battle. We'll see what happens. Alright, so let's take a look at the field here. It looks like we're on a bit of a hill here with a lot of open ground in front of us. I think I might take advantage of that. And make the British come to me. Let's combine some of these units. Let's actually combine... We cannot combine these skirmisher units. We'll actually have these guys stay out here while the rest of my forces actually... We're actually just going to have everybody sort of come back. Make a very consolidated positions around these wood lines, I think. So looking at the ground, like I said, I think this is where I think I'm just going to mass my guns right here in the middle. Figure things out as we get everybody close. These two big units will stick behind the guns. And we'll sort of deny our flanks. Alright, let's get our skirmishers back. We'll have them deny our flanks. Get out of there. Let's tighten up this line a little. Doesn't look like they're spreading out too much, so we'll bring this guy in slightly. are shifting quite a bit over to our flanks. Countercharge there, bring up our skirmishers to assault that flank. Oh, what are you doing? Ah, jeez. They are totally ignoring our middle. It looks like they're really spreading out onto our flanks. So, we'll sort of counterpunch. They're going to ignore our middle. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we can't combine these two units. One's militia, one's regular army. How did we get beaten back? Did he... I told him to... That's... Oh, I hate when the guns do that. I bet you he fired shot right into my guys. I want you to try and take out that skirmisher unit. Now, our skirmisher unit is shattered. That's not good. Bring up the rest of these boys. Alright, we're gonna have to pull these guys back in, because here comes that second wave. Some of those reinforcements are arriving. Why'd you turn? That's silly that they can't just march up into the other unit. I can't seem to click the British unit. Now you need it on this flank. Apparently, grenadiers are pretty tough. Or grenadiers, sorry. And things are not going in our favor all of a sudden. It was looking okay at first. This was probably not the best idea to assault here. Gotta protect the guns at all costs. Back on your guns. Back on the guns. Target that unit right there. We are basically just playing a game of consolidation right now. And hoping our gunners can just beat back these guys. Get back on your guns. You guys get back behind. Alright, let me draw this line. Thank you. So I'm not talking a lot, there's a lot of concentration going on right now. Something tells me this is not going to end in our favor, but we are actually being surrounded by the light infantry. I think we're just going to leave this battle, actually, guys, and hopefully that we can withdraw. They actually, I thought our armies were more or less equal, but I guess, oh, that's right, they picked out the men that were in the water there. Let's just get our forces back to Hubbardton. Hopefully as quickly as possible. Well, booey, that was unfortunate. We followed up a great victory at Fort Frederick with a terrible victory, or a loss at Burlington. But that is how war goes sometimes. Hopefully we can at least get our forces back. Well, we got a British officer. That's nice. And we are actually almost out of gold, so let's go ahead and take a look at our market and probably sell some stuff. We can sell a fur. Let's go ahead and sell down to 5. Sell down to 20 coal. Come down to 80. Don't want to go too crazy with that. We're actually all out of irons, and we cannot actually buy any. So that's unfortunate because that means we are not producing guns. So let's actually stop producing civilian muskets right now. And we still won't have enough iron, but hopefully we'll get some more here soon. Not enough money, of course. Well, we got a nice donation that kept us from going into the red. We actually have almost have our navy up at full strength, and we're definitely gonna look at making sure. We actually need to go through. We only have the one. I need to make sure what this guy says USS Lookout. Alright. God. Now you see. No, I didn't know you could actually look at the actual Marines on board as well. It'd be nice if you could upgrade their weaponry or something for the Marines on board. Maybe that's something that will come down the line here eventually. Well, we actually have too many men in Fort Frederick, so we might want to take one of these units out and move them down to Fort Saratoga. We also don't have recruits anywhere. We might need to start sending some forces to other areas that have. Wow, Fort Rice has a lot of recruits. But areas that have lots of recruits. Well, none of these guys really do. Oh, we never did. We need to get this guy out and send him up to Portsmouth. Interesting. I don't know. Wait, if we double click. So that should get him going towards Fort Stevens seems to be okay. Fort Rice is okay. Our forces in Hubbardton are greatly dissolved. I don't want to get rid of this militia regiment because they are an experienced militia regiment, but we might go ahead and send Morgan here down to Fort Rice to maybe try and get some more men. Maybe just keep sending troops over there a little bit at a time. Maybe we just send Prescott over there as well, rather than having him go to Saratoga, and just sort of shuffle troops around. Everybody's provisions, at least in New York, are okay. His provisions are okay. He also has the supply wagon. Mostly, I'm just looking at this end over here. Might even start looking at, well, maybe not that unit, but definitely upgrading some of these guys, making sure they all have US muskets over here. And just going through and doing something like that with all of our guys. Since we're finally starting to build up a good supply of these muskets. Alright, well, I think this is where we're going to end it for today. Like I said, not a bad episode overall, although I really wish I could take back my decision to move on Hubbardton, or Burlington, and let's actually maybe sell about half of our civilian muskets. That should actually help us out quite a bit in terms of our money situation at the moment. But yeah, like I said, we're doing okay at the moment. A minor victory here at Fort Frederick. It did take a lot of men to do so. Of course, our initial goal was to take Fort Lovell. That was not in the cards for us, but overall, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I can't complain too much. We took Hubbardton, we took Fort Frederick, we took another 6 or 8 shipping the line, and yeah, we're overall in a good spot. We did do some damage to the British out here. Our artillery did damage a lot of their forces out here. As you can see, it looks like we even took out one of the units that was sort of stuck in the water there, and Andrews there is completely diminished. We might even just go ahead and send up some forces to try and take out these guys that seem to be stuck in the water. And I might end up having these guys from Fort Ticonderoga swing up, attack Burlington, and just take out those units over there, while these guys in Hubbardton sort of try and get back up to full strength. But that's all for the next episode. Let's just try and get these guys in Fort Rice so they can start recuperating. Alright, Prescott's there, so hopefully these guys can all start recuperating here soon. Yeah, they're pretty much already up to full strength. Probably leave these guys in Hubbardton, maybe send one unit back at a time. I don't think there's any point. Doesn't look like the British are interested in attacking Hubbardton. Even though it does sort of disconnect them. I guess they do still have connection if they go all the way up to Quebec. But yeah, it sort of throws a wrench. They actually have. Oh, that's because my cart is there. Portsmouth is actually looking really good now with provisions at 49. Maybe our cart made it over there. That might be why. Let's go over there, take a look if our cart's there. Actually, it's can't tell. Where is our cart? Okay, yeah, our cart. That's right, I did double click. Yeah, see, if you double click, you can actually make it so they just go right in there. So yeah, that's why their provisions are so high. So these guys should start, even though it's going to take a couple months, but we're not going to be doing anything over there for a while. And it actually looks like our refill copper is done. Let's go ahead and do refill iron. We were out of iron, so we might as well go ahead and do that. So, interesting episode. Like I said, thank you all for watching, though. Hopefully it was entertaining enough. Like I said, took Fort Frederick. That was at least a good victory for us. But yeah, that was an ill-advised attack at Burlington, and one I wish I could take back. Cause yeah, that was unfortunate. But thank you all for watching. We will resume this assault north. Probably not the best idea to be assaulting Canada in the middle of winter. But really, I think I'm just going to try and take Burlington and Fort St. John's. And then probably wait to move on Montreal. It really depends on what they have up in Montreal. That would actually really be what I decide. Where I'd go with when I decide. It really would depend on that. If I go ahead and move on Montreal, depending on what they have. But thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. And as always, well, bye.